students last year, before Operation Midnight Hammer, before the war in Iran, who chanted in Harvard Yard, and I quote, "If Iran doesn't get it, shut it down." I mean, we have both students and professors who are openly in support of terrorism, openly in support against violence against Americans, and don't take my word for it as like, the newly minted conservative and the guy who works at PragerU. Listen to the words coming out of their own mouth. There was a Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, a FIRE study, and it showed 94% of students found that it would be acceptable to shut down speech if you find it offensive, and roughly half of those students said it would be acceptable to use violence to shut down speech that you find offensive. Luigi Mangione was the University of Pennsylvania graduate, not a coincidence, he came from an Ivy League school, who shot and killed the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in broad daylight here in Manhattan about a year ago. Every single age demographic in this country condemned it as an assassination because it is in fact an assassination, with one singular exception. Who? 18 to 24-year-olds. Because we have been fed a diet of political indoctrination that if you score high enough on the victimhood Olympics, and if you are just oppressed enough, you have carte blanche freedom to do whatever it is you would like to do to rid yourself of that pseudo sense of oppression, which is why whether it was 4 babies or 40,000 babies who were killed on October 7th, it's meaningless. Because as my classmates at Harvard will tell you, as they told me, resistance is justified when people are occupied. There is a significant amount of young people in America who legitimately do not believe that certain people are capable of human agency and of making choices. Like, you can't blame Hamas because they were forced to do it. You can't blame the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps because, we forced them into this position. You can't blame Luigi Mangione because we forced him to do it. They fundamentally don't believe that Palestinians are human beings. They fundamentally don't believe, Chuck Schumer has literally said this, that black people are smart enough to get a passport for the Save America Act. They say this explicitly. They just don't believe that there are certain people, primarily minorities in this country, who have the image of God created within them and can therefore make choices and use human agency. And it's incredibly, incredibly scary. And as I said, I'm embarrassed that it took me so long to figure this out.